Hello, this is Greg Allison with Green Gregs. I got a supposition to make to you. I want to put out there that the United States absolutely should pull out of NATO and should do so very fast. Why? Because NATO is like a millstone, according to my friend David Pyne, and the European alliance runs the risk of pulling the United States into a nuclear war with Russia. And this could happen like really soon because we're still in NATO, and a lot of the European powers are panicking over the United States kind of backing back a little bit from the situation with Ukraine. And I've done other videos talking about the whys of and fors for that, and you need to watch those. But guys, what it boils down to is that they're in their panic. Some of them are talking about taking more direct steps in Ukraine, giving Ukraine direct troops and more support, even military actions to help them maintain a hold sway over that little piece of eastern Ukraine that's predominantly Russian speaking. So suddenly it's like these countries are willing to risk their existence over this. And should the United States get pulled into that? I say no. I say NATO is putting us all at great risk. And NATO, here's the other thing. What possible advantage, strategic advantage, does Europe actually have for America these days? What is our real strategic interest in Europe? Yeah, we buy a Saab. Yeah, that's a Saab story. A Volkswagen, a BMW. We buy a few cars from them. What do they buy from us in return? We have a trade imbalance with Europe, just like China and so many other places. But what do they have to really offer us? What strategic asset is there in Europe that America needs? I hear nothing. I don't think there's very much. But the risk is great. We have bailed Europe out of 2 world wars. World War I, World War II. My granddad was in World War I. My dad was in World War II. And I was in the Army in the Cold War, providing security for Europe. We've spent 2/3 of the defense budget for defending Europe is spent by the United States of America. Now, why should we do that? Why should we continue to do that? What value do we get from that? I think it's very low. What risk do we have from that? We risk losing everything. We risk losing our very existence, being turned into ashes over a small little strip of land the size of Lithuania maybe, that is predominantly Russian speaking, that Ukraine thinks they should hold against the probable will of the people there. Well, we should let the people have a vote. I believe in the right of self-determination. People everywhere should have the right to determine who they associate with, what country they're in. But see, they don't want no part of that. Oh, this is a border that's drawn for Ukraine. It's got to stay that way because that's some holy thing that the whole world should be willing to be incinerated over. See how preposterous that sounds? Is that not preposterous? Why should we in America continue to support this line of thinking? Why should we in America continue to be a part of that? NATO has cost us a fortune. We need to cut our defenses. We need to cut our defenses dramatically. I submit that we should pull out of NATO and pull out of Europe. Close all our bases and pull our people out completely. Because if we got a base there at all and it falls under attack by Russia or it's in some country that Russia attacks, then suddenly we've got to be part of this war. What does America lose if Russia takes all of Europe? Oh, partners. Yeah, they're our allies. They're our allies. Well, as allies, then they should bring something to the table to help America, right? What does these European countries bring to the table to help us? How are they helping us? Would they defend us if Russia or China just attacked us? If China attacked the United States, is Europe going to stand up and really defend us? Hardly. Not much. So guys, what are we gaining from this? What are we gaining? What is our purpose in it? Why are we part of that? Why not just pull out? Pull out completely. As allies, what they are really is dependents. That's not much of an ally. I would submit if they are just dependents. Very expensive dependents who expect right now to be handed everything. And they get mad when you talk about cutting back all this you've been shoveling at them, all the money, all the aid that you've been shoveling at them for decades. When you suddenly talk about cutting back on a little bit, they get all bent out of shape. That's pretty darn ungrateful. You know, we got a word for that in America. It's called an ingrate. So why should we continue this? Why should we continue to support that, my friends? Think about it. Really think about it. Now, maybe you got a reason. So you can leave these reasons below in the chat room. Tell me what you think. But I just see a lot of issues with this whole scenario of us being there. I think it's dangerous. It's dangerous to our continued existence. Russia isn't going to attack. So all the people that love Ukraine and want to push the war to the hilt, want the United States engaging against Russia, put out this paradigm that, you know, we could get away with it. Russia's not going to do anything. They'll never do anything. Well, buddy, you're playing Russian roulette. And you're playing Russian roulette with my life, the life of my kids, my grandkids, my homeland, and I do not appreciate it, not one bit. Cut it out. Stop it. Let's get out of NATO. Let's do it now. That's all I got to say. Thank you for watching. Greg out.